for fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 22 coins. Make sure you guys go check out my sponsor, Red Zone Coins. Use code VENM at checkout for 10% off.
Yo, what's up guys, Venom Fire here back with a video, and today we're going to bring you guys another blitz and coverage defense in Madden 22. We're going to continue on the nickel triple formation. We showed that man coverage one. If you watched my gameplay yesterday, we ran that blitz to perfection. So if you want to see some gameplay with the blitz, it won't be this exact one, but it will be the man coverage version. Check out my gameplay video yesterday, and you will see that in action in an actual game, which I know some of you guys like to see. But today we're going to be going over a zone coverage version. Of course, we addressed the man coverage. Now we want to go into some zone coverage stuff. Taking a look at the plays, there's a lot of good plays in this, and there is definitely some other things we could touch up on. So if you guys continue showing support on these nickel triple videos, we could bring some more variations of the blitz. But the one we're talking about today is going to be cover 3 cloud on the right side. I feel like it gives you the most diversity to adjust out of it, so that's the reason we're going to be running that cover 3 cloud. Now let's go into the zone drops. It's pretty important. You don't really have to adjust any of your zone drops. You can pretty much leave everything on default the way that we're going to adjust out of it. So that is something to mention. Leave everything on default. Make sure that you do turn auto flip off though. So auto flip off. Let's go into some of the individual adjustments, substitutions. You're going to put your fastest outside linebacker or linebacker in general right here in this spot where I put Roquan Smith. Other than that, you can get safeties at these 2 linebacker spots, and that is pretty much all you'll have to do. So with that being said, let's come out in this cover 3 cloud. We're going to run it against Gun Bunch. Also, before we get into the video, make sure you guys drop a big thumbs up on this video. Make sure you also subscribe to the channel down below. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. So if you're new enjoying the content, make sure you hit that sub button, turn on notifications to be notified every time, and never miss an upload. But let's go into the play design now. Again, I mentioned I like auto flip off. I really do just prefer blitzing off that left-hand side, and that's pretty much it. So that is the reason auto flips off. The blitz really only works from that left side. If you flip it, I noticed some weird stuff happen. So usually you want to leave auto flip off. But let's get into the setup. Let's take a look at our play art. So of course, cover 3 cloud. You're gonna have the cover 2 on the right side, the cover 3 on the left side. So what do you actually want to do with your adjustments? So we want something that's going to take away every route quickly, and something that's going to bait your opponent into throwing something. Man coverage, he knows it's man coverage, whereas it's zone coverage, he doesn't know. You could easily adjust out of zone coverage and confuse him, so that might be a reason that you go to this instead of the man coverage version. But what we're going to do is we're going to press. Now, you still do have to blitz 5 people. You notice that this play stock is only blitzing 4 people. For the blitz to work, you do have to blitz 5 people, but 5 people will get home against a 5-man protection, and sometimes it works against 6-man protection, depending on what side the running back's on. So it's not that big of an issue. So what you want to do is you're going to press, as we did there. You're going to go ahead, pinch your D-line, and you're going to slant outside as well. Now, that will still have 4 players blitzing. You still need that 5th guy, so just go ahead, blitz all your linebackers, and then you will be set. So now that we had to blitz all our linebackers, of course, we have to user 1 player. Whoever we're going to user, the player that you're going to have to user is going to be the guy that was in the curl flat. So it's going to be this safety right here, and that's going to leave a hole. We have no flats on the left side. We have no hook curls on the left side. So we're going to have to make some adjustments. And the adjustment that we're going to make is we're going to man up this solo side receiver. So man him up. And there's the updated play art. So that's one step. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to throw this player on the right side. Cloud flats, not good this year. You're going to put him in a soft squat, more aggressive, more bait type of a zone. It's going to make a lot of plays for you. It could also, hurt you a little bit, but against the blitz, when you're sending pressure, you need something that's going to defend things quickly. The cloud flat is not as good, so aggressive zones are a little bit better. The last thing you can do is put this hook curl in a vertical hook. That's what I like to do. You can leave the hook curl if you want. So that was a lot of adjustments. We're going to run the play, and then we're going to go back into the adjustments because that was a lot. But pretty much you're just pressing, pinching your line, slanting outside, blitzing all linebackers, manning up that guy, putting the other guy in a soft squat, and then putting him in a vertical hook. So if that's a lot of adjustments for you, the man coverage 1 probably suits you better. But trust me, you're going to want to make all of these individual adjustments to run this defense the best way possible. The last thing you have to do with your user, if you watch the other video, just stand right here. When the ball is snapped, he's going to glitch right through him, and it's an instant sack. So that is the best way to do it. Again, On paper, it seems like a lot of adjustments. I know some of you guys are panicking right now. If it is too much for you, I would recommend going into practice mode, practicing all of these adjustments. I'll show you guys how fast I can kind of do it. So we're just gonna go right here. And boom, we're set up. So pretty simple for me. I'm experiencing these adjustments. If you guys don't know how to quick adjust, I also made a video on quick adjusting as a whole. But you see I can set it up in around 2 seconds flat. So if you're experienced, it's not that complicated of a defense, but if you're a beginner to level player, it could seem like a lot of adjustments, and I do recognize that for sure. Now, where are you gonna use her? I wanna talk about that. Where do you use her? What's your assignment going to be? So your assignment's more or less going to be the running back immediately. If the running back is on any kind of a flat route, that's something that you have to hit because that's your opponent's first read 10 out of 10 times, usually the running back. So that is something you're going to have to do. Luckily for this blitz, all you have to do is stand here when the ball is snapped. You can start running. You don't have to hover. You don't have to engage with anybody. But again, the ball is snapped. I'm going to sprint out here, and it's pretty quick pressure, especially if they don't have gunslinger. They might have somebody open, but they might not be able to get the ball off. Now, if the running back is blocked, of course, the blitz might not get through, but it allows you to still use her, and the play should more or less be defended well. Again, I want to talk about these setups though. You're just going to press your defensive backs. That's wide down on the left stick. Then you're going to man up X on X. You're going to pinch your D-line. You're going to slant outside to blitz all linebackers. And then you're going to man up that guy, which we already said. Put B in a soft squat and put A in a vertical hook, or the hook curl if you want to leave that. So it is a lot of adjustments. You know, when I was playing this video, it doesn't seem like a lot of adjustments to me, but you know, once we get into the video, it does seem like a lot of adjustments. You guys know I can set it up in 2 seconds, so, and it does take time for people to get to the line. So even if you are a little slower, a lot slower, you could probably still get them off because you don't have to move any players. You can just stay on your user who's already pretty much in position. So all you have to do is do those adjustments, which you should be able to get it off. This is not including, you know, the opponent hot routing. It takes like 4 or 5 seconds for him to get to the line. Then he's going to make hot routes. He might motion some players. So more or less, they spend around 10 seconds at the line of scrimmage. Average could be anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds. So you should be able to get these adjustments off. Even if you're a beginner, practice, like I said, in practice mode. So let's show it. Let's say they run verticals like this. So here we're going to user it. Now again, you see there could be a gap. If I notice him doing that, the reason this one might be a little bit worse is because there's not really a slot cornerback threat that you can actually blitz off of. Now, if I wanted to, what I can do is I can blitz this slot cornerback off the edge. So I can blitz Shelly off the edge. He's in a curl flat. Now, this does create a pretty big gap, and I'm not even sure if this pressure works because for the other blitz, you can actually blitz off the left side. We're going to block the running back, and I'm not even sure if this will work just because of the bunch. He could get hit, but we're going to snap the ball. And you see he's kind of blitzing inside, so didn't really work. This is really more of a 5-man blitz. And if you can't get pressure, if you notice him blocking his running back every play, you can A, switch to the man coverage version, or B, run a complete bluff blitz. So I'm just going to show the blitz working a couple more times, and then we'll show what a bluff blitz might look like. Also, I'm going to audible formations here just to give you guys another look at it. So we're going to audible something like verticals. It is on the short side of the field, but if they do come out in something like this, and my play is pretty much all the way messed up, so I might actually, oh no, there we go. So if they do something like this, you notice how the play switches. Now the ball would probably be respotted, but you now have that slot cornerback on the other side. So in the situation that you really wanted to send that extra pressure, or you wanted to send that 6th guy if he's blocking his running back, you definitely could do that by, if there are any trips. This also is the same case scenario for bunch tight end. You notice how the slot cornerback will now be on this side, so I can blitz him, and then I would just contain. Now this blitz will usually work, but you see the big gap there, and it's going to be the flat. So in this situation, I could man this guy up on the tight end. Now we do have a big gap here probably, but it's really just different. I might just reset and go to trips just to show you guys how you can actually adjust, because it is completely different. So we're going to snap the ball here. Now you see the contain screaming off the edge. So that is the 6-man blitz against 6 men blocking. Now you see it works. Now we're going to respot the ball, audible formations, just to give you guys a better idea on how to defend against trips or bunch tight end formations. All right, once again, we are now in trips, and we have switched the play kind of completely. So the blitz will work if you send 5 people. Once again, your hole is going to be on this right side. Now, there's a couple of things, once again, that you can do. The first thing being, you could put this guy in a zone. You can put him in a curl flat. I can man him up. I can, again, this is an aggressive style of defense, but I could put him in a curl flat, and then I could just go back and user this deep section if there is anybody going deep. It is risky. I could, again, man him up and take the running back responsibility myself. It actually is, I'm not the biggest fan of this blitz against things like trips. Not too many people run trips, thankfully, this year, but against bunch tight ends, probably a little bit better. Again, I can just kind of stand here, and the blitz will work. That left side should be fine with the hook curl and the curl flat, but really, you got to watch anything off the right side quickly. The blitz will still get through, you see there, but if your blitz doesn't get through, that's where you could find an issue running a style of defense like that. So if you notice him blocking that running back, he's probably trying to take you deep. Maybe run something just kind of like here. He's going to flat A, just trying to open up B down the field. He notices you going with something like this. I could, again, take the flats myself, so that would be the first way to run it. You take the flats yourself, you leave your deep zone, you still have your hook curl over there, but when the ball is snapped, I have to take the flats, and now you see B is open and A is open, so honestly, it's not the best against trips. Not too many people run trips. Again, more people run bunch tight end, but if you can, you kind of want to leave the cover 2 side alone. I don't think I can really flip it. You see if I flip it, the blitz kind of gets messed up, and you pinch your line, you slant outside, and now everything is messed up because the blitz is supposed to be coming off that left side still. This guy would probably be hovering around here, which he is. I believe if I still stand here with the same adjustments, it wouldn't really work. We'll actually try it on the fly. It does kind of work, not really though, and that is your issue because you have to run it off that left side. If you could flip it, it would be a little bit better, but if you're running into the situation where if he is in trips, it probably isn't the best. It's really good against bunch, which most people run. Thankfully, if you're playing a bot, you can, of course, just kind of run it as well because bots don't know how to defend it or to stop any blitz. But if they're in trips, this is probably where I switch to the man coverage 1. I switch to nickel blitz. I pinch my D-line, slant outside, blitz all linebackers, and now I have a simple defense where I can just user this slot cornerback. Everybody's manned up. I can send 5 against his 5, and I can get instant pressure. So that is your best bet probably against trips, even bunch tight end. But if you can switch this up. I really like to switch between these two. You don't want to run one more than the other. You really want to switch. Now, if they're a good player, if they're a smart player, they can kind of tell, but they do a good job of kind of disguising these. You see, sometimes against trips, they'll audible around. I think there's a way if I man a line here, maybe not, but I have seen situations where the slot corner on this side will stay there, but it still is not easy to tell, especially if I were to move this guy back or something. They do kind of look the same. Now, if you're using different players, that can be a tell, but most players will know the blitz is coming after you run it a couple of times anyway, so it's really just them determining if it's man or zone coverage. You do a decent job of mixing between those, you will be good. Anyways, now we'll reset to the cover 3 cloud, and I want to show you guys kind of a bluff blitz. If you notice him, if he's making it completely obvious that he's going to block your blitz, let's say out of trips, he blocks the running back and he motions it over, that's usually a sign that your blitz is going to be blocked. What you're going to do is just go into a complete bluff blitz. Now we're actually got to reset since I audibled. I got to move this guy back over here, which is his normal spot. So if I'm in this situation, I'm going to probably go ahead and I would pretty much switch this to probably a cover 3. I would use this guy right here, Ogletree, which you could also have a safety there. But I would put him in a curl flat. Again, I would recommend setting your curl flats to either default or around 10 yards. And then what I could do with this guy, or the slot corner, I can man him up or leave it and just pretty much turn it into a base cover 3. I could also put this extra linebacker in coverage. I could put him in a vert hook, and then I could man the slot corner on B or something. So you can pretty much bait him. I would go with 3-man rush on a bluff blitz personally, because now you see the coverage definitely solid, everything defended well. So he expects 5 or 6 guys, and then you rush 3 will definitely probably be the best way to bluff blitz out of this. But that's pretty much going to do it for the video. If you enjoyed, make sure you throw a big thumbs up on the video. If you want to see another variation of the blitz, let me know in the comments section. Subscribe to the channel as well, and leave a comment down below. Once again, follow my socials down below in the description, and peace. I'm out of here.